Hi, I'm Annie. Contact information is in the description. So I want to talk about a spiritual practice that I've been doing for several years now. It's a little bit unconventional. It's playing the lottery as a spiritual practice. And at first it was more a practice of finding clarity, finding what I really want. And it just got deeper and deeper as I moved through the layers of the practice. And sometimes I don't actually play the lottery, I just think about it. But playing the lottery makes it more real for me. So I do tend to play maybe a couple times a month. But the practice is, if I won the lottery, what would I do? What would my life look like? And it really makes you think about what you really want. So I think a lot of times we don't really know, or we think we want things. And then when we dig a little bit deeper, we realize there's something underneath that. What we think we want is not always what we really want. Just on a practical level, it's clarifying because you imagine that you won the lottery. You didn't need to work. What does your day look like? It's a way to discover what you really want to do with your day. So some of the things that I discovered about myself is that I want to work. I basically want to do what I am already doing. I've been coaching for the last couple years. That is a learning experience for me and for my clients, and it's incredibly enriching. So I would still want to do that. I've been a massage therapist for 17 years. I could hang up my hat on that one, but I think I would miss it because there's this sort of connecting to source or relaxation that occurs within me while I give a massage. All massage therapists are different, and some of them have like a deep technical understanding of the body and the physiology and kinesiology. Yeah, I have some of that, but that's not really what I'm thinking about when I'm massaging, or not what my focus is. Something happens when I massage where my frequency changes. I'm tuning into something different. I'm deeply relaxed, and that is my superpower because there's this entrainment thing. There's this thing that happens where I go into that state and the clients follow me. They sort of can't help it. You know, like my energy becomes very calm and then their energy matches that energy. That's the main thing that I'm doing in massage. I'm doing something externally, but I think that's the real superpower is changing my frequency, and then people follow that into relaxation. And I would miss that. So if I wasn't giving massages, I would still want to tune into that frequency in another way. It's just really convenient that massage allows me to do that, you know, like on a daily basis, on a weekly basis for several hours. That kind of meditation time is built into my life automatically because of massage. I like to work with clay and make art, so I would still do that. I like to play music and sing. I could do even more of that now. I don't need to win the lottery in order to do that. But some of the things I think about when I win the lottery, what does my day look like? And I think, oh, I would belly dance more. And I'm picturing like maybe having some kind of a ballroom or like a big dining room with a hardwood floor and I'm dancing. But then the realization comes very quickly that I could literally dance right now. All of the things that I mentioned that I've imagined in my day, you know, my perfect day, all of those things are available to me now. And if I won the lottery, then yeah, maybe there would be less financial stress, but there would be sort of a different kind of financial stress because having a lot of money is a responsibility and you have to manage it. It's just this realization that everything that I want to do, I am already doing or I could do. I mean, really anything's possible, but we're in this weird time-space thing. The law is in effect that you can do anything, but you can't do everything. Like we have to choose because we're trapped in time. But this exercise at first, when I started to practice it, it was empowering in that way. It was me noticing and really getting down to the bottom of what I wanted and then realizing I could do that now. And so I started doing that now. I started doing all the things that I was longing for. I noticed also that there's a desire to contribute to the dream of my partner and I living in a house someday. He works, he's self-employed as well. He's kind of freelance and you know, really relaxed about his work, not super ambitious because it's this balancing of wanting to enjoy life and have a good life and love your work and enjoy it, also make money. He's a contractor. And I've seen a lot of contractors that are just going so hard. They're in over their head. They're ambitious. They're taking on the next job and the next job and the next job. And that's why a lot of times it's hard to find a contractor because they've already got their jobs lined up. I hear that from people that it's frustrating to get a contractor to call you back. And that's why my partner literally does not advertise or pass out business cards. He just allows the work to come to him, and it does. And he's not overly ambitious, and he's not in over his head, and he does one job and then the next one comes and it all seems to work out, and he doesn't make a crazy amount of money, but he makes more than me, which is funny because I'm trying. Well, not so much now, but in the past there was so much like trying, advertising and outreach and like try. And I still ended up just sort of like making the same amount of money. Like now my approach, with getting massage therapy clients or coaching clients is just like to be me and communicate. And then there's no pushiness and there's no sales. Like if people are resonating with me and my energy and they want to work with me, then they work with me. There was so much energy spent in like trying, and like there's so much noise, about what you need to do to get clients. One guru says you got to do this and this and this, and another guru says no, you got to do this. And when the pandemic came, I was like, fuck all that bullshit. I'm going to sit back and relax and be me and communicate authentically. That's the magnet, is just being yourself, communicating authentically. And then like the people that like you and want to work with you find you, and the people, that don't resonate with the message, they just tune you out, and that's like perfectly fine. And it's so much easier, and the money's about the same. So anyway, my point was this desire to be a contributor. He's got some money saved up that he's worked really hard for. Part of my desire to have a lot of money is to give it to him to share so we can like build this dream. But when I imagine this house that we live in, we sort of talk about it, what we would like it to look like. And it's nothing fancy. It just fits our lifestyle, and things are clean and functional and work. Everybody has a place to do their art and their projects that they're interested in. And, maybe slightly upgraded equipment, like I have a tiny ceramic kiln that's 2 cubic feet. And so I think like I would like a 7 or a 10 cubic foot kiln. Sure, of course I would, But the reality is I'm already doing ceramics now. I found a way to do it. I'm working small and I love it, and it's very fulfilling. So it's this desire to give this gift to him, to make this dream come true with him. And then of course, like I can already do that in other ways. And then we're also living the life that we want in the way that we are living it, at a smaller scale. So there's all these practical things. Like, what do you really want to do for a living? Like, what's really, really important? You discover that when you play the lottery game. And then you also discover that you can do a lot of those things already right now. You want to play guitar more? Like, pick up the fucking guitar, like make time for that in your schedule and do it. But then it goes deeper. So I'm thinking about this house that I want, and we may buy a house that already exists that's good, or we might want to build one, but we would definitely want to have or build a conservatory. In my mind, I'm thinking of this like glass, sort of Victorian style conservatory, a huge climate controlled greenhouse that you go into, and it's got plants, it's got foods, and it's got ornamentals, and there's probably like a water feature. And in my fantasy, there's also somewhat of a living space. Like you go in there and there's a desk where you can bring your laptop and do your communications and maybe make videos or whatever it is that you do for work, check your email. And it's just so nice to be in there. And then I think like, oh, we have a greenhouse. We do. It's not a beautiful glass conservatory, but it's really nice when I go in there and I sit in there with the plants. And in the conservatory of my dreams, there's a hammock and you lay in there. We have a hammock now. It's not in the greenhouse, but still nice to lay there. So I'm in this imaginary conservatory and I'm laying in the hammock and it feels so nice. And then I'm asking myself, why? Why does that feel nice? What does it feel like? What is underneath the external circumstances? There's a beautiful greenhouse. There's a hammock, you're laying there. That's great. Those are all external things. What is the feeling? And so then you find that feeling. That feeling is relaxed, open, it's peaceful. Okay, what else is that feeling? That feeling is unified. It's unified peace without the thinking mind, without the labels and the separation and naming what the feeling is. It's unnameable and it's indivisible. It's like this grounded peace. And it's already there. It's always already there. So the reason that I can connect to that feeling that I want is because I know what it is. It's not something that is outside of my current, knowing or understanding. You can't understand it. You can only know it, because understanding implies like, labels and words and definitions. It's just something that is very, very close to me and it's already there and I can have it right now. I don't need to win the lottery to have that. It's like here right now. And it's here, but I'm not always aware of it. And the reason that I'm not aware of it is because I'm wanting things externally. I want a new guitar. I want a bigger kiln. I want a nicer house that's easier to clean. I want more appointments so that I'm making more money. So that thing, the piece, this is a birthright of everyone. Like, everybody has this piece within them. It's just covered over by a bunch of bullshit. It's like the things you want and the thinking and the I'm not good enough and the I don't understand. I need to read this next book or go to this next seminar in order to like work it out and understand how to fix it. Fix me so that I'm better, so that I'm peaceful. When I get more clients, I'll be more peaceful. When I fix myself, I'll be more peaceful. When I fix my relationship with my dog or whoever it is that offended me, I'll be more peaceful. So all of that noise is covering up the peace that's already there. So then the answer becomes really clear. Like, quiet the mind and connect to that peace that's already there. Quit trying to figure shit out all the time. Quit spending so much energy wanting things to be different. Just shut the fuck up and notice the peace that's there. And then the other thing you notice with the lottery game is like, you think that all the money is going to solve the problem, but the wanting of that money and the seeking is covering up the abundance that's all around. And so real wealth is the ability to notice and appreciate the abundance that's all around. Instead of labeling what you want it to look like, notice what's already here. So the gratitude journal can kind of help you get to that place as well. There's so much abundance all around. It's already here. And so finding a practice where you can find that quiet time and tap into that peace, find that frequency, that's the end result of the lottery game. And then at that point, you don't actually have to play the lottery anymore. But even if I won the lottery, like I still want to connect to the peace. That's all I really want. That's all I really can want. That's all you can really want. And it's like the only thing that's actually real. So anyway, playing the lottery as a spiritual practice. It's really practical in that it helps you figure out what you want, to know what you really want to do for work, to inform you if you want to work at all, how you want to serve. My feeling of wanting to work is really a feeling of wanting to serve in some way. And now I know that about myself. But the other thing I discovered is that I have preferences in terms of work. I like being a massage therapist. I like coaching. I like making art and working with ceramics. But there's an essential nature of service that's just giving. And it's the exact same thing as receiving. I don't know if you are in touch with that, but giving is the same thing as receiving. What you give to others, you give to yourself. What you teach others, you teach to yourself. So I could literally work at Starbucks. If I can connect to that essence of service, I could literally do anything. And there's a lot of security in that. There's a lot of comfort because if all else fails, if there are no clients and nobody wants to work with me, I can go work at Starbucks. And I'm not saying that I would be completely graceful at that, because I might sort of fall back into this noisy thinking and this resistance that wants to resist that essential service that's there, because I'm just a person, I'm sure my feet would get tired, all this, but it is possible. I know that it's possible. I know now that I could do that. I could be the person that works at Starbucks and tap into that peace and enjoy serving and have a good time. Then of course I have my preferences. My heart isn't really longing to go work at Starbucks, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just in a different place than I was when I started this channel. Like the name of it, Miserable Cow, I chose that for a specific reason. It's because I wanted to undo the miserableness in myself, and I had my own process of doing that, and a lot of it involved complaining about a lot of things, like talking about those external things that were annoying or upsetting and like naming them and then sort of processing and working through that. And I think that a lot of them are just undone, I still like the name though. Yeah, isn't that funny when I named the channel? So Miserable Cow, Adventures in Transcending Bullshit. And that's exactly where I am now. I have transcended a lot of bullshit and it's so much more comfortable and anybody can do it. It's just like slowly undoing that complaining, pessimistic nature and undoing the resistance to what is and the ceasing of labeling things good or bad. Working at Starbucks is bad. Winning the lottery is good. When really what you want is peace and it's there already. You just have to, maybe make a discipline out of tuning into it more frequently. Anyway, have a good day.